We can talk about this unclear path for live events, but there does seem to be some clarity, a little bit at least, emerging in Las Vegas. I know you've just recently announced that you're going to see some shows return there starting next year. Break that down for us and what your expectations are for Cirque du Soleil's events come 2021.
Yes. First of all, we're very pleased since the transaction to have the support of our new shareholders. As we speak, interestingly enough, we have a show going on in China because the situation is back to normalcy in China. We just opened 2 weeks ago our dinner show in the Riviera Maya, and we also have a seasonal show for the holiday period in Orlando. Vegas is very important for us. As you know, we have many shows there. So we are hoping to open some of our shows next spring. We are obviously very encouraged by the fact that the vaccine will be distributed to a very large scale in the U.S. and in North America in general. So that's very encouraging for us to have the revival of Cirque du Soleil coming up in the next few months.
Yeah, and whether it is, and I realize Cirque du Soleil hasn't opened events in Vegas yet, but we have seen some other shows that have opened in recent weeks. So whether it's those in Vegas or whether it is some of your productions in other parts of the world right now, what are the lessons learned? What is the data so far telling you about what these protocols should look like in a COVID or I guess post-COVID environment for live events?
Yeah, obviously, two lessons. First and foremost, we have to put in place some sanitary measures that are going to help us to protect not only our artists, but to protect our patrons as they will come back in the theater. The other lesson is during the crisis, we have developed a network called Cirque Connect, and we have reached out to 65 million viewers during this pandemic. So we think now that there is an opportunity for us to develop the digital marketing, the digital content to really enhance the knowledge and the monetization of our brand.
Yeah, certainly that's a key aspect as well. I am curious, though, as we do see these vaccine rollouts begin to happen, I mean, it's still going to be a number of months until we see widespread, more broad inoculation. As you do bring more shows up in a live setting, do you expect people to come? Are people coming to your shows where you are already live?
Yeah, we are optimistic because we think that the people are really tired to be in confinement. And I think they cannot wait to go to live event, to get out of their home. And we think that it will create a new environment where people are looking forward to normalcy. And if we can protect them by having sanitary measures that are very well, then I think people will rush to our various theaters around the world.
You had to let go, what, 95% of your staff and performers as bankruptcy has happened, as the COVID pandemic has halted events this year. How many of those people are you going to be able to hire back? And how many of those people, how much of that talent is actually going to be available, given how much time has elapsed and the fact that you do have some folks that I would imagine have had to look elsewhere for employment?
Yeah, obviously, that was a nightmare to go from 44 shows to no shows within 48 hours and moving from being a profitable company to no revenue within a heartbeat. So we had no choice to do what we had to do. But now we're keeping in touch with our people. The good news in Las Vegas and in Orlando, our cast and crew lives there. So we're trying to support them as much as we can in order to make sure that when we are able to relaunch our shows, that they're ready to go. Obviously, it will take a couple of months for them to go back in the theater and be trained and do the rehearsal to bring the show to the same quality we had before this shutdown.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.